Okay, I'm just gonna wait for everybody to come back in. I don't know what was going on with YouTube. That crap was weird. That was so weird. I don't know what happened. La 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 la. I gotta start going live more so I can figure this out. Hold on, I'm playing with my computer. Hey Fifi, how you doing today? I still gotta figure all this stuff out. Once I go to YouTube Studio. It's so weird. It's not letting me see my chat. I can see it now. It's so weird. It kept like kicking me out of it kept kicking me out of StreamYard. It's never done that before. I don't know what was going on. I think maybe because hubby's upstairs on the Wi-Fi and stuff. Oh, are you guys gonna get snow too? I know a lot of places are getting snow. We're supposed to get snow. I think they said this weekend by like Christmas or something like that. We're supposed to get snow. So we should see. We should see. If you guys hear a bell in the background, it's my dog. She's on the prowl. She don't want to go upstairs and feed her babies. She's being a bad mama. She's like, no, I don't want to feed my babies. But yeah, I was waiting for Ahmed. I was telling her something. I don't know what. Maybe she'll come back in a second. So, is it freeze? You know what? We've been in Charlotte for about 5 years, and it has snowed twice, but it doesn't stick when it snows. It don't stick at all. Like it'll snow, and then like in a couple days it'll be gone. Like it'll be a hard freeze, but it won't snow. So yeah, I was talking about cruises and I was giving my review, and so my mom's a travel agent. Well, that's like one of her little multiple streams of income. But she's a travel agent, and she was telling me that depending how big your crew, like how big your group is, um, oh, there she is. Hey, Almond. So, depending how big your group is when you travel, sometimes the person that is booking the trip, they'll get their cruise free. So I know my mom does big parties, and for whoever she's planning the trip for, the hostess will get either one person free or two for free, depending on how many people it is. And then also, when you do the Disney cruise and stuff, you can either go through Disney directly or go through travel agent. But you could pay for Disney in installments. You could have your hotel, your park ticket, if you want to do the rental car, and you could do your flight on a payment arrangement. Oh hey Soap, how you doing? I can't see the chat on my phone really, so I have my computer opened up in front of me, so I'm gonna be like going back and forth. But yeah, you said that you got, oh no, you guys lost power. Do you have a generator, or is that something like you guys like don't really have in your area? Because I know some of my neighbors, they have generators, but we'll lose power but the city is really good at getting your power back on. I think the most we lost power for one time was maybe 4 hours, but that was when we were living closer into the city part. Now we live at the state line. So it's kind of different. Hey, cool gamer, how you doing tonight? I hope you're doing good. So yeah, so that is my take. Um, yeah, I would if you're traveling. Like I know, even if you want to travel and trips and stuff, I know a lot of people use travel agents for Essence Fest. So let me tell you about that. Hey Brian, how you doing, big boy? So let me tell you guys how I found out about Essence Fest. So I found out from a few of my friends that go every year that the the agents that book for Essence Fest, they're just booking your hotel, your flight, and maybe your rental car, but they're not actually able to get you tickets into Essence Fest. And when you actually go into Essence Fest, depending what you're going into the um the convention center for, it's free. And a lot of people go to the concert at the stadium. But if you go to like Eventbrite, that's where they advertise the little day parties and night parties and stuff that be around Essence Fest. That's a better way to save money. I found that out because I was gonna go one year with people, but then I was like, I don't trust you guys. You guys don't practice stranger danger, so I'm not going with you guys. Who came in? Oh, hey, Nikki, thanks for joining. So that's how I found out. So I have actually been encouraging my mom to book people's trips for Essence Fest because people book their trips like a whole entire year out and they make payments. I was like, oh, mom, you can do it this way and it'll be a little bit more income coming in. And I'm also trying to encourage her to book for Carnival because I know I want to go to Carnival. I personally want to go to the one in Trinidad because I have a friend that is Trinidadian, and she went. She told me how fun it was. So that's definitely on my bucket list. Is that I want to go to Carnival. But yeah, let's see what everybody's saying. Everybody's saying hi. Hope you guys are being safe and you guys have everything you need in case you're in a city that might get hit with a storm. I know I stocked up. I took a few stuff out of the deep freezer. Oh, also, okay. So I seen on TikTok that people, I guess depending how like your washer and dryer is, people if they get hit with a storm, they're putting ice in like their washing machines, and that's how they're I guess keeping drinks and stuff cold. I don't know if that's something that we would need to do. We've never had to prepare for something like that, or we've never had to like go to that extreme as far as doing something in case we get a storm. We normally just don't leave the house. I know last time it snowed, I tried to leave and my car slid down the driveway and I got stuck. I got stuck in the middle of the street. Thank God my neighbor across the street at the time had a big old one of those like F-150s, but it's the ones they use for construction, and he had a chain and he was literally pulling everybody's cars back in their driveway because everybody got stuck. Because we live in like a private community, they didn't come clear our streets because depending where you go in the community, it's only one way in, one way out. So I guess the trucks couldn't come down here. So the main street in the housing community got plowed, but the rest of the streets, people were out there plowing themselves. That's the whole part of living in the South. You know what? I could go sit on my patio too, Fifi, but I think it's still wet. I don't like. I have this thing. I don't like my feet to be wet, and I have on slippers. But normally, if it's cold, I'll go sit out in the patio and put one in the air. But not tonight. I'm gonna stay inside. It's cold. I think when I was coming home from work, I think it dropped down to like 30 degrees. Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna stay inside. Yes, I do. I don't like my feet wet. I don't like walking in grass. I'm very weird. Don't I d- I always have on socks and I always have on shoes. And then I hate when I be like in my socks and I like come in the kitchen. Who talking about food? Who got some food? I like food. Oh, you guys. So I've been thinking about doing like restaurant reviews here in Charlotte and the Fort Mill area. Oh no, Fifi, that's too cold. No, ma'am. That's way too cold. Way too cold. Yeah, I don't even like when I walk in the kitchen and I have to go past like my dog's bowls where water and the floor is wet. Oh my god, I don't like it. So I have a pair of sandals, like little like I can just like slide my feet in because I always have on socks. I have a pair of sandals at the bottom of the stairs. So if I have to come into the kitchen, I just put on the sandals and I walk around, come into the kitchen, and then when I go back upstairs, I literally leave them at the foot of the stairs. Oh yeah, it's I don't know why they do that. Oh, I'm not about to. You know what? Will it be Fifi? You could probably do that. I don't think it will be that cold, but I do know if it snows, I'm going to grill. I was so mad last. I know it sounds crazy. I was so mad last time that my neighbors were outside barbecuing in the snow. I want to barbecue in the snow. I just want to do it one time to say I done it. Hubby thinks I'm crazy, but I don't care. I'm gonna do it. I know I got something either in this freezer in the kitchen or something outside in the garage in that deep freezer. I got something I can grill. Matter of fact, I think I got like some turkey legs. I'm gonna grill some turkey legs. Probably. Can I smoke them? Nah, I don't think I'll smoke them. I don't want to be outside for all that. But yeah, Brian, I really been thinking about doing a lot of like restaurant reviews because we're starting to get a lot of black owned restaurants more than we had before. And just like different cuisines. And I think, I know when people visit Charlotte, they always ask like, oh, where to eat, where to eat, where to eat. Well, I'm about to give you some videos so you know where to eat and I'm gonna give my spin like my take. Like a lot of I know one of the things here we have like Mexican food, but it's not like SoCal, California Mexican food. It's Tex Mex. And I don't like Tex Mex. Sorry guys. I do not like Tex Mex. I think it's gross. Like the best way for me to describe Tex Mex is that I just think it's cowboy rancher food. I don't like it. And I don't like that you can't buy corn asada here. Like I don't understand like how you not have corn asada, but that's a different story for a different video. But that's all. Oh, and for everybody that wasn't at the other video, I'm gonna try to start a panel, crime and wine, where we discuss like different crimes, like different crime stories, different crime documentaries. I'm gonna look it up and see because I know a lot of people might not be into what I'm into. Like I'm really into like crime stories from like the 1800s, early 1900s. Like I like those type of crime stories. um I'll probably do Ted Bundy. Probably do like the Zodiac Killer. What's another one that I like? Oh, I like Summer of Sam. I I've done that. Kind of like I done a paper on Summer of Sam when I was in college. My major was forensic science, so I done that. Yes, Nikki, I'm going to definitely have to look into that. I'm definitely going to have to look into that. I like crime. Like, I like crime. I don't know why. Folks be crazy. Like, folks be real crazy. Like, I'm like, oh my God, why did you do that? Um, yeah, when I was in college, I had to take like a forensic class, and our professor was he was a former detective, and he brought in his crime scene photographs that he kept. He had like a personal collection of that he kept of the pictures. So every day I was like side eyeing him, like, why you got them pictures? So what you be doing outside of work? So what are you into? Like, who just has this photo album of all these dead bodies? This is not right. But it was real cool because he was actually one of the detectives that worked on the Charles Manson case when a few of Charles Manson's cult followers killed Sharon Tate, and everybody that was there that day at the residency, the gardener, the guy that was in the security box, Sharon Tate, like that, he gave us like a totally different view from what they told the public. And I was like, oh my God, like how you let somebody brainwash you to the point you want to cut out somebody's baby? Like, what's wrong with you? And I know there is a book. It's called Helter Skelter. It's was written by the lead detective from that case. That's a good book. I've read that book like maybe twice. I read that book. It's really good. Oh, sorry, guys. I've had a very long day. Just drink my juice. But yeah, what else is a good case that I have like read about? The Summer of Sam, I said the Summer of Sam. Have you read? No, I haven't, but I would definitely check him out. You know what? I'm gonna have to share it. I found this old European man, and he has this very distinguished voice, and his pitch of his tone is like I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's just when he talks, it's like there's no up or down in the pitch, and he has like this very heavy European accent, but he tells a lot of stories. I'm gonna have to share his page for you, D, because he talks a lot about like the 1800. He talks about like Jack the Ripper. And there is another lady that I follow. She talks about it's weird, like she talks about a bunch of madams, like a bunch of people that ran like whorehouses in the 1900s. Like, I felt it and I was like, this is crazy. Like, I'm gonna share it for you, Nikki. It was one story out. It was crazy. It was one story. This lady had a whorehouse, and she had her whorehouse for like 30 years. And when I tell you she was put it on for the city, Granny was out there. She was giving people places to live. She was giving folks jobs. She had she was in the whole entire city's pocket. Her clientele was crazy. And she lived to be like 80 years old. And she ended up stopping the business because one of her girls client became obsessed with them, and he tried to burn down the house with everybody in it. So you got all these men in the back room doing their business, paying their good hard earned money, and this crazy man try to burn down the house because he mad. Try to burn down the house. So after that, she just stopped the business. It was so like, yes, Nikki, it was crazy. Everybody up in there getting a happy places touch, and this crazy man tried to burn down the house because he was obsessed with one of the workers. Her name had to be Sunshine. Like, for Harlem Nights, Sunshine, it had to be because he burnt down the house. Then it was another lady where she had, once again, she had a whorehouse, and she will only appear Like her girls only appealed to white men. She called them like macaroons or maroons, some crazy name. And basically, I don't know if you guys are familiar with people that are like passing, like, they're black, but they don't look black. They look Caucasian. I know my great grandmother was one of the women back in Louisiana that could pass for a Caucasian woman, but all her girls were passing, but they weren't white. They were black women, and they were just able to pass. And all her girls, like the way she ran her advertisement, baby, she had them girls. She described up like they was just magnificent. They was just exotic. They were only appealing to the white man. Child, she was getting everybody's money. She was getting everybody's money. You know what? When I come across these stories, I'm gonna have to share them with y'all because, child, I was listening to a story last night where this girl, her parents died, and she was being raised by her uncle, but her uncle was a drunk. So he kept trying to like push up on her. They sent her to go live on this farm with her uncle. Her uncle kept trying to push her off, like kept trying to like push up on her and violate her. Then he sold her off to this other farmer man who was rich. So he was basically stalking her. Where she would go on in the barn, he was stalking her. So every time she would go to milk the cow, he was stalking her. So he ended up taking advantage of her. This happened for like 6 months, and she's like 13, 14 at this time. So she ended up getting pregnant by him, and she ended up getting pregnant like 5 or 6 times, but all the babies, didn't survive. And finally, this one baby survived. So in the midst of the baby surviving, he married her, and then she ended up developing some type of disorder where she started to develop like masculine features. So she ended up running away from him, her and her baby. She then got the baby, packed her little bags, and was like, "I'm out." In the middle of the night, just dipped on them. So she left, and she ended up going to like the next city. She ended up posing as a man. She ended up working for this farm. Yeah, she ended up working for this farm that was owned by this lady. You know what? The guy that told the story, he never said what her disorder was called. He just said that she ended up developing masculine features where her voice ended up deepening. She became thick. They kept saying like, she became thick, stocky, and they didn't know that she literally passed for a man. Like nobody, and then she had the baby. Nobody questioned where this baby came from. They just thought she was this man with this baby. And she ended up working, getting room and board as a rancher's hand at the farm. And she wouldn't bathe in the pond with all the other men. Well, obviously she don't want to bathe because they don't know she's not a man. But the crazy part was, y'all's not gonna believe this. She was killing people's husbands. Other wives that were being abused and mistreated by their husbands was paying her to kill their husband. And let me tell you how she was killing them. She would tell the wife to get the husband to go into the barn, and she would smack them over the head with something to knock them unconscious, and she will wrap a noose around their neck and made it look like they off themselves. Didn't nobody even know. They just had all these men committing suicide. Didn't nobody know what was going on. And the lady that owned, I think it was the lady that either owned the farm that she worked on or this other lady. So let me tell y'all how. Let me tell y'all how the lady got caught up. Child. The lady got caught up by the police because one of the wives' little boy toy became jealous because he didn't know the old girl was a girl and not a man. He thought she was a man. Well, they all thought she was a man, but he was jealous because all the ladies was flocking to this man and he couldn't figure out why. So he became jealous. And even though the widow is, touching his happy place, he's jealous because he want to know, well, why y'all all over there with him? What he got that I ain't got? And it's kind of like, mind your business, because the lady is touching your happy place. Why you worried about this other man? Like, why you being nosy? So then the lady, Kavai, she having pillow talk. She tells the boy toy that, like, oh, so and so is helping women off their husband and they're paying her. She had all kind of deals going on. She had somebody that was gonna let her live rent free for a whole entire year. Him, well, him and the baby was going to live rent free for a whole entire year and get free food. Somebody else was going to give them the deed to their house, and the lady gave him like $1,000. Now this is like I want to say it's like the early 1900s, maybe 1800s. They was gonna give him $1,000 to. That's what everybody had their own little deal far as payment, and they got caught up because this little boy toy was jealous, and once he found out the tea, he went and told the police. He went and told the police. So then the police go and pick up the guy, and while they were doing the whole cavity search, whatever they do in booking, I don't go to jail, so I don't know. So whatever they go doing and booking and stuff, they find out that she a woman. Child, they find out she a woman, and then they go and get her husband, the one that forced himself up on her, and he's like, oh, that's not, that ain't my wife. My wife was beautiful. I don't know who this lady is, blah blah. So then she cussed him out, and then he like, oh, it is you. I hope they hang you. Da, 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 da. Because he mad because she ran off. Child, I was sitting listening like, you can't have pillow talk with nobody. Why he gonna run his mouth like that? Now, child, now the guy, he about to go to jail and get sentenced to get hung. The lady, she went to jail because she was accessory, and the boy toy went to jail too because he knew about it. Child. But they never said what happened to the baby the whole entire time. What are you doing? What you want? Sorry, it's my puppy dog. What's wrong? Well, Storm, you gotta get down, baby. I'm on Facebook right now. You gotta get down. It's not love time. It's not love time. Okay. So I'm sitting like the whole entire time. This man is not minding his business. Now everybody gotta go to jail, and now two of them gotta die. I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe this. Right, Nikki? Child, that man had it made. They said he killed he off like 8 husbands. So that means that he had 8 different deals. He had 8 different deals going for himself. You just can't. Child, I can't. I was sitting like, oh my God. They were so nosy. Like, you just couldn't mind your business. Like, you was just that jealous. But I want to know. So did the little lady tell the other ladies that she was really a lady and not a man? because I seen a commercial for a movie. I think it was like on Netflix, whatever, where this lady was posing as a guy, and she was working in, and she worked in his house as a servant, and then the wife was trying to get, she was trying to touch some places, and she was requesting that she was requesting that she come lay in the bed with her, and she got in the bed with all her clothes on. And I was like, oh my gosh. Oh yeah, Nikki. I'm about to tell y'all. I'm gonna apologize now because I'm very animated, and the way I explain stuff is the way I process stuff. So sometimes the stuff I be processing and saying, it come out crazy. So y'all just gotta bear with me because I be thinking on a whole different level. It's just the way I process it is the way it comes out. So I have to apologize because I be making up words, and in order to like remember somebody's name, I have to like describe them. So sometimes like I will say like, oh well, One-Eyed Jack over there, because in my mind that's how I remember his name. Like, okay, his name is Jack. He got one eye, so I'm gonna call him One-Eyed Jack. Like I got a coworker, and she's like a foot shorter than me, so I call her Polly Pocket K. So they be like, "Who are you calling Polly Pocket?" I'm like, "Oh, Polly Pocket K. K. She's Polly Pocket. You just put it in your pocket." So right, I gotta be me. I can't be nobody else but me, and sometimes the quirkiness just comes out, and that's just me. But thank you guys for listening. Thank you for stopping by. I've been on a whole 32 minutes. My doggies are getting antsy, so I gotta let them out. So I will be back soon. Maybe we can start this crying and wine next week. I'm gonna do a post and see who all wants to like do it with me, and I'm gonna go do some research. So you guys be safe, and I will see you in these YouTube streets. Be safe, drive safe, wash your hands, wear your mask. Don't take no wooden nickels. I don't even know what that means. My grandpa always different story. So okay. Thanks guys. Bye.